starting out this morning, about 6 o'clock, on our trek up to Mount Whitney. We left our tent set up. Pierre's got his pack on with just a few things in it, so it'll be nice. We've got, let's see, where's our sign? Mount Whitney, right there, 7.6 miles up the valley there. Hopefully we'll see a nice sunrise as we're walking, and hopefully it'll cool up because it's definitely below freezing. But put our things in the bear box and we're ready to go. We are making our way up Mount Whitney, and the sun isn't with us yet, but it certainly is all around us. You can see just the tips of the mountains there. We're having a good climb. No more trees above tree line for sure. We think that up there is Mount Whitney somewhere. It's really hard to tell. It might be around the corner, but we'll keep you updated.
We're getting close to the top of Mount Whitney. Down below is Guitar Lake, the direction we came, and just the overall magnitude of the place. Looking back to where we came from about 2 hours ago, and then looking forward to where we're going. And if you look at the very top, you can see a shelter that was built by the astronomy people to do observations in the 1900s.
We are coming off of the summit of Mount Whitney. You can see beautiful views. It was a beautiful day to climb. It's very cold, but we did it. About 3.5 hours. It's pretty good. We're on our way down.
Finished Whitney, we packed up, left Crabtree Meadow. Now we're walking towards our campsite for tonight. It's about 5 miles away. And we're going through this valley of foxtail pine. I asked the ranger what kind of pine trees they were. He said, oh, I think they're foxtail. Just an interesting space to be walking through.
Hello. We made it to camp. We went about an extra almost 7 miles, I think, after doing Whitney. Didn't feel too bad, just kind of took it easy and slow. These are our surroundings. We've got a nice stream by us. Pierre is filtering some water, and we're getting ready to have some dinner. It's definitely warmer, but it's still chilly. Got to clean up in the stream, and we're gonna have some dinner, and we actually got in a little bit early, so probably have an early night since we got up early this morning. So we'll catch you in the morning.
Good morning. You're looking down Rock Creek, one of the last sources of water, or first sources of water if you're entering the Sierra. We're leaving the Sierra. We have one 11,000 foot pass left to deal with this morning, and then we are slowly and steadily losing elevation until we get to Kennedy Meadows South, which is about 60 miles away from here. So we'll be there in a couple days. From here on out, we're gonna have to start worrying about where we can find water, because we are leaving the land of lots of water to the land of little water. We're having our second cup of coffee, and then we'll be heading this way up and over that last pass.
You peeling pants too?
I'm gonna peel, yeah, I'll peel pants as well. Good morning. We're just hiked up about 500 feet out of the valley down below there. And this is one of the things that you do. You start with all your clothes on in the morning because it's cold. And as you hike up a mountain, you take off the layers. And we're gonna peel right down to our bottom layer because we still got another 1,000 feet of up and the sun is out. So we should be just fine as long as we keep moving. We are now, if you can look down here, if I can find it, there we go, leaving Sequoia Kings Canyon National Park, which is the 6th national park we've been in on the PCT. And we are heading south into the Mojave Desert area.
We are in an interesting space right now, walking through what might as well be Michigan sand for a wheeze, which is not super easy, but the interesting surroundings kind of make it fun, maybe in a way. So just wanted to give you a peek at what we're walking through, the diversity. Got the mountains in the distance. It is afternoon, just before a break. We are, again, having to really pay attention to water sources and so forth. So, but we're just struck all day at the different landscape that we have compared to what we've been walking through. I mean, it's just like a day makes such a big difference. It certainly seems, at least today, more deserty. But we're hopefully coming upon a water source that we're going to camel up and go a couple more miles to get to a camp site for the evening. Good evening. Made it to camp. We're at a little over 10,000 feet, and we think in the distance there is Mount Whitney that we climbed yesterday, tallest mountain there. But overall, you know, we got some nice views on this kind of flat area, some interesting rock formations, and set up our tent over here. There's no water, so we had to carry about 2.5 miles, a bunch of water, because we don't have water tomorrow until about 8 miles into our hike. So we got to have enough for that as well as tonight. But it's a beautiful night, warmer than what it's been recently. And we're gonna settle down, make some dinner, and call it a night.
Good morning. We are headed down the trail. Got an earlier start than we usually do because we have a bit farther to go today, because we have 23 miles for a water carry, with the potential of getting some water around mile 11 if we want to hike about a mile extra. So we started early, carrying lots of water with us for the day, and we got our uphill at the start of the day. Overall though, we will be losing elevation as we get closer to Kennedy Meadows South. But here is a look of what we're doing right now in the valley below.
Here we are, kind of our new normal. We've got a
That's called Big Dry Meadow.
nice view, big dry meadow. Well, it doesn't look very dry because there's a bunch of water down there, but looks like irrigation water. But definitely a different landscape, much more round, but beautiful nonetheless. This is what we're hiking through today.
This is our source of water that we've come across thanks to some helpful directions. But this is the water in between our 20-mile carry, so we're going to add a bit more water to our system and drink a little bit extra and then make our way down the trail. But this is, I guess, the starts of hiking in the drier, more arid areas. You gotta go off trail to find sources of water. We have about 1.4 miles to our campsite. We're gonna be camping close to the Kern River, which is there in the distance. And we have a little bit of rain just coming in, just to make the ground all nice and less dusty. But we are now out of the Sierra and moving into the next section, the desert. So rain makes perfect sense to be experiencing as you leave. But let's take a look back to where we've come from. We've come from way back up there, and now we're heading this way. We'll show you another video when we get our campsite set up, and another video of the bridge probably on the Kern River. This is us crossing the Kern River on the bridge in the springtime. Oop, big step up. The water's a bit more serious. There you have it. Getting a little bit of rain, but check out that rainbow. It goes all the way there and all the way over there. So apparently we're going this way because the pot of gold should be just down by the river. Good morning. We are waking up just below or just above the Kern River in the crop of trees. And if you see down below there, one of the reasons you don't camp right next to the river or in a meadow is that the moisture from the night sinks down low and everything gets wet and colder. But where we are, it is not as, if we're looking up this way, is not as bad. Our tent is just over this way. We're packing up. We've got about 15 miles and then we would be into Kennedy Meadows South. But there, I'll see if you can see our tent just hanging out over there in those trees. Looking forward to getting to Kennedy Meadows South, picking up our resupply boxes, and getting ready for the next stage of the PCT, which is the desert. So we'll turn off the camera. One more look. It looks like Renee is getting out of the tent right now, and we are getting ready to start our day.
We're getting started for our walk to Kennedy Meadows South. We've got about 14.2 miles. Woke up to lots of fog this morning, which is quickly clearing as we get started. Really pretty though as it drops into the valley. We're excited to get to Kennedy Meadows South and drop off our bear barrels. We will not need them anymore. We've carried them for maybe 300 miles. 500 miles.
Yeah.
And they're heavy, and so it's going to be very nice. And we'll replace that with having to carry extra water. But anyway, beautiful morning. I wouldn't call it a town day, but kind of close. We'll take some rest. Catch you later.
We are making our way down Krog Creek to Kennedy Meadows South, and obviously there was a burn through here some time ago. All the trees are down. You can see how the fire went up the side of the mountain but didn't get all the way up. So this is one of the first burns we've had in quite some time. You can see some of the regrowth. We're 0.6 away from Kennedy Meadows South for our resupply. A little touch of civilization, and then forward going. But as Renee said, I should look back to where we came from. See how we came down that gully over there, and there's clouds. So much for dry desert, but that's okay. The clouds are protecting us from the heat of the sun.
We've had a sleep at Kennedy Meadows South. Pierre is editing some video as he eats some breakfast. We had our camp set up here. We plan to do our food boxes today and then head out probably around 1 or so. Get back on the trail to get to Kernsville. So this is 500 miles worth of hiking in a pair of shoes. And guess what? Our lovely Jean sent me a brand new pair of shoes which I get to open up and use today. So lovely. This is our mess. About to do some laundry and take a shower and then set up camp. Ordered Pierre a burger, and we've got our boxes that were sent to us with all of our food that we'll pack for the next section of the hike. Glad to be in a place where we can relax